stack and turn up my mic.
Hey, welcome back, RealBreadLife. Another episode. I got a new guest. This is Lisa. Lisa, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me, Jerome.
Thank you for coming. So Lisa's been doing bread for a couple years now. We're going to get into where she came from, how she got here, where she's going, how she likes it, and how bread has been treating her, how she's been treating the bread. RealBreadLife. This is what it is. How did we find our way to the bread aisle?
Okay, so as a massage therapist, I had my own business, and that was something I always wanted to do.
Work for yourself?
Yes. Okay. So I did that at first as a massage therapist, and then how did I get here? So I had another small business when I was married, when my children were young. I had a little party planning business, and I would...
Okay, I wouldn't call it little. It was a party planning business. Did you plan a lot of parties?
I did. I started off with children's parties, and then I moved on to like bar and bat mitzvahs, and then eventually I went into weddings. So I did that for a little while.
So it seems like it was kind of like a big business.
It wasn't big. It was just me. But it was fun, and I brought in some extra money to help out around the house.
Good for you.
And then I did like office work. I got jobs at some of the colleges. I worked at Wesleyan for a while. I worked at Yale for a little bit, and I worked at Quinnipiac. And that was because, you got a benefit there of your kids going to school.
There you go.
At a
Smart
so
move.
I did that for a while, and then when the pandemic came, I lost my job right before the pandemic when it hit, and I started doing Instacart. So I was in the grocery store all the time, and I had a couple of friends that I knew. One guy that told me he owned a bread route. I didn't really know what that meant, but and somebody else I knew said he owned a bread route, and then I saw these guys in the bread aisle, and I started talking to them and asking them about it, like, what is that? And do you own this, and what is it, and how does it work? And I asked people in the chip aisle too. I would see people delivering chips.
Okay.
So I just started asking questions, and then I started kind of doing some research about it, and it seemed like something I could do.
I like to hear that because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you were being inquisitive. You were asking a lot of questions, and then you went and did your own research.
Right.
Were there at any point when the people were giving you the information about the business, was anybody saying, hey, I think you can do this, or?
Not really. I mean, I was just asking, how did it work, and do you know anybody that is selling a route, those kind of things. The women that I would see I saw women mostly doing the chips. So, I kind of would ask them a little bit more about really what are the demands of it, the physical demands of it, and I saw them doing it, and I figured that I could do it too.
So you saw mostly women doing the chips. How'd you end up with bread instead? Is that what became available?
Yeah, well, when I started looking online at the different types of routes, I felt the bread, I think you'd make more money doing bread, and I just like that one better. It seemed better to me because you were making more money.
Okay. So your route that you have now, was it, I can't remember because I'm going to be honest, I don't pay attention to everybody's business, but was it independent operators route, or was it the company's route?
It was an independent operator's route. Actually, the first route I looked at, because the guy that was in my grocery store where I live, they go out of the Naugatuck. The
depot. Yeah, my brother's out of that one.
Yeah. And so he connected me with somebody from that route, from that area, and I actually went out on his route with him, and he kind of showed me.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, if you're thinking about doing bread, go out with someone for a little while and make sure it's what you want to do, and not just once.
Right.
Do it for a week or so.
Yeah, and he wanted a lot of money for his route. It was a bigger route, and then I remember, I think I put an inquiry into the company to Bimbo, and I didn't hear anything back for a little while, and then somebody called me, and there was a few routes for sale at that point. Okay. And they kind of matched me with this route. They felt it would be the best match for me. And the route that I bought was, I don't know if I should call it a distressed route, but it wasn't living up to its potential.
You can definitely be open and be transparent, because for someone that's interested and someone's going to watch this and want to know what's a good route to buy, if it's not doing good, should I buy it? So speak to that, as far as you're saying it was a distressed route, meaning...
Sure. So the person I bought it from owned a few different routes and didn't have a reliable person working this one route. So I believe that's why he wanted to get rid of it, and he was purchasing something else. So he needed to get rid of this route. So once I started working it, just by servicing it properly, I saw growth in the route. So.
Okay. So how long after you purchased it do you think it took for you to start seeing it grow, like numbers wise?
Yeah, I would have to say like 6 months, because one of the things that was a challenge I found was the ordering. And this guy, he's still in our depot, who I bought the route from, and he was very helpful. Everybody, that's what I like about this job too. It's like we're all independent contractors. We're all in the same boat, and people tend to help each other. So he was very helpful to me. He helped me do the ordering. He did the ordering for me for a little while at first, until I was able to take it over. And then he was also able to kind of look at it still. His permission, I guess, to not see it wasn't there.
Right.
So he was kind of monitoring it, and I could always ask him questions about, what am I doing wrong, or how can I improve this? Because the ordering for me took a little while to kind of get a handle on.
Oh, that it's good to say that, because again, I like for people to hear and understand, because I know people that have bought routes or purchased routes or acquired a route, whatever the case is, and they're kind of just jump in and they're off on their own, sink or swim. And for that person to stay with you and kind of get the training wheels with you for a little while and then take them off slowly, that's a benefit.
Well, I thought everybody had this. I don't know now that you're saying that. I'm not sure. But somebody came out on the route with me and trained me.
As they should.
Okay. And they were with me for about a month.
Right.
And my son did the route with me for a while, for the first year and a half or so. And, he was able to come out with me. So we trained together. And they stayed with me for a month. And then I went out on my own.
Right. And no, the reason I say that is because, again, some people, they have some money, or they just think they want to get into the bread business. They set everything up. They buy the route. They do come out, and then they think, okay, I'm all set.
Oh, okay.
I got it. And there are going to be obstacles and struggles you're going to run up against.
Yeah.
That you're going to need some help. But so I'm glad to hear that the people were still around you, and you have a lot of people around you. That,
I definitely feel that B&Bo has a good support. I feel like they're very responsive too. If you have questions, or there's always somebody there that will answer your questions and then try to help you.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you said that, because again, I've been getting a lot of messages and inquiries from different people that watch and listen, and they have a lot of questions. So you're giving them good information. Again, I thank you for that.
Sure.
So with you purchasing, how did the process play out for you? Did you you were all set with your finances, or did you go through the company, or did you do a personal loan? How did you purchase your route?
So the guy that sold it to me was selling it just for the value, whatever the root value was.
He wasn't looking for anything extra.
Right. And so the company finances most of it.
Right.
And then you have to come up with a few $1,000s on your own. So I did have a family member. My brother was very kind and lent me some money to start off.
There you go.
And
That's good.
Yeah, and I was able to purchase. At the time that I started this, it was still the pandemic was going on, and there was a box truck shortage. So
was the truck? The truck didn't come with the route.
No, there was no truck with the route. But Walter had a truck. The guy that I bought it from. He had a truck, but it was not in the greatest shape. But he had a cousin that also had a route and was selling a truck. So I was able to get an older truck from him. It lasted me about a year. But then at that point, I was able to get a better truck.
Purpose.
It did. And
a better truck? You have a very nice truck.
Oh, thank you.
Your truck is awesome.
Thanks.
That's a nice truck. I took pictures of it the other day.
Yeah, no, I liked it because it's bigger too.
I'm going to take some pictures of it, and that's going to be your thumbname when we put this video up. Now, okay, so thank you for sharing that. Mm-hmm. So you're all set. You're rocking and rolling. Mm-hmm. You got the truck. You got the route. In 6 months, you're seeing a little money come in, and it's going good. Your son's working with you. Mm-hmm. And your area, what area are you in? I'm in East Hartford, Manchester line. Okay. So how many stores do you have? Do you know off? I do. I have 15 stores. Look at that. Did it start with that many?
Maybe a little bit less. Maybe
Okay.
like 12 or 13. I had a Stop and Shop on my route that closed, but then I was able to. 2 new stores opened on my route. I had a Key Food that opened and a Dollar General that opened, and then I was able to acquire the rights to the Sara Lee in a different Stop and Shop, the one in Manchester. So I actually
So it
have
worked out.
probably more stops now than when I started.
Good for you.
And there's also, I have 2 restaurants on my route that I don't service, that I could be.
You could do them.
That I don't. But
Are they one way, or would you have to take stale out of them?
No,
Be
those
one
are
way?
cash stops, so they would be one way.
Okay.
But again, when I first started and the pandemic was still going on, and we were experiencing a lot of cuts with bread.
Mm-hmm.
So the one restaurant, whenever I would put in an order, I would never be the total order. So he was like, I have to end up going to Restaurant Depot anyway, so I'm just gonna stop the delivery for now. And then I just never really went back to pick them up.
So what was the response from the company when you told them that these cuts were affecting your sales and hurting your business?
I don't know that I approached them that way, to be honest with you. I didn't really, I don't know that I approached it to them. They weren't really too worried that it's a smaller customer, so they weren't really that worried about that. Because I have much larger supermarkets and stuff.
I get it.
So
That
they weren't too concerned, and I think it was kind of early when I was doing my route, so I don't think they wanted me to be too concerned about it either.
Okay.
Having lost that little bit of business,
Mm-hmm.
but again, I was able to pick it up somewhere else.
Okay. So
that's
you
what they
weren't
advised me.
right. Yeah, you weren't really that concerned with it either, obviously.
I mean, at first I was a little bit, and then
because
they
it's
showed me how
people.
I could pick it up.
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else with my other stores.
Okay. All right. I think that at this time for you, it just, for me, I'm just feeling like you really jumped in and smooth sailing, and you're happy with it. But you recently told me that you're thinking about moving into another field, so you want to sell the route.
I do. I mean, initially I bought this as an investment. I mean,
Okay.
I'm an older person. I'm not, if I was young in my 20s, then, maybe I could see myself doing this for longer. I also bought it with the thought that my son might want to take it over, and then I could move into, this other thing that I want to do.
Right.
And, that I could kind of have both. But
Yeah, I don't see him with you anymore, so he
No,
doesn't like it like that.
He went off on his own for a little bit.
And
We
that's
did it,
fine.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
it for a year together, and then at the end of the year, I asked him to do it himself, and then he did that for a little while, and then he came back and said, "I don't really want to do this," so which is fine. And
I remember seeing him by himself, and he was doing it.
Yeah, no, he was doing a great job, and it just wasn't for him, and he got a better job, and he's also young. He wanted something where, there was a little more security and benefits and that kind of thing.
I like that you're sharing that, because again, when people ask me personally, and I tell them, be sure this is what you want to do.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. People, like you just said it, it's good money. This route brings in XYZ. I have this many stores, the percentages, all those things. Getting up at 1, 2 in the morning every day is not for everyone.
Right.
Coming home, who knows what time, is not for everyone. The physical demands are not for everyone.
Right.
And you have to realize that when you make that commitment and you sign,
Because it's your business,
It's
your
business.
And I'll tell you one thing, that I don't mind working as hard as I do, because it's all benefiting me.
right?
I don't like working hard for somebody else and putting money in somebody else's pocket.
There
I'd
you
rather
go.
be, putting the money in my own pocket. So the physical demands, and it's my business, and that makes me very happy. Just the fact that it's mine. I can get up when I want to get up. I mean, yes, we have to be out.
No,
at the
I
depot
get
at a
it.
certain
I
time,
get it.
but,
I get it.
I work 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week. So
Talk about
I can
it.
make my
Talk
business
about
what I
it.
want,
Yes.
what I want it
Yes.
to be.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because the other day I said to you, I said,
Yeah.
I said, are you coming in? He said, no, I don't work that day. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I just found that funny, so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and some of the guys work 7 days a week. They go to their stores all the time. And
You're
I'm
absolutely
fortunate
right.
with my route that I don't have to do that. My big stores, I do service them on the weekends, but I don't get a load. I've chosen to get a larger load on Friday, put it into the store, and then sleep in a little bit on Saturday,
As
and
you
get up
should.
and get up to the store around 7 or 8, and just work from the back stock. So that's how I run my business, but other people run their business differently, and that's one of the things that I really like about this.
That is amazing, because that is what I always say. I structured my route to suit me,
Right.
to fit me.
Right.
I order, like you were talking about ordering, I order how I like to order.
Exactly.
And I hear the guy say, oh, well, the company doesn't like, they like for you to, that's cool,
Right.
what they like.
Yeah.
But I know what I need to do for me.
Right.
And it's
And
not
they'll make
for them.
suggestions. They'll make,
They do.
quote unquote
They do.
suggestions, because they really can't tell you what
Right.
to do.
Right.
But they can suggest, and you want to keep your customers happy. Customer service is a part of it.
And we
as well.
want to have the product that the company would like to see in the stores.
Right.
In the stores, we want to
Right.
have the planogram filled out the way it should be.
Right.
But volume wise,
Yes.
we know we're on the ground in the stores.
Right, every day.
That's what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on the field, you know how to play the game.
Right. We're not just looking at the numbers on the computer and saying,
you
"Oh,
go.
you should put this in here and this in there."
Lisa said it, not me.
Like you said, I'm in the store every day, and I see
Yeah.
what's selling and I see what's not selling. So, they may want me to put more of something in the store, but if it's not really selling, then it's just I'm just carrying it to the store and then bringing it back after it's
Right.
time isn't done.
How did you do Memorial Weekend, your roles?
Oh, actually, I didn't do too bad. I mean, it wasn't a great weekend. It was raining, but I did do pretty well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Did you get do you get good support from your DM that the
Yes.
Okay.
To be honest with you, when I first started, there was no DM.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after I'd been doing the route for a while, and, I'm hearing the guys talk that have been doing this for a really long time, and they don't necessarily like the DM telling them, or suggesting what they want to do. So,
Right.
but being new, and then I got a new DM, and he was new. So we both kind of, at first I was a little resistant, but he really does work for me, in a sense. He doesn't work for me, but he's in the store.
I get it.
He's in the store, and he's, working on my behalf in the store.
Okay.
So he and I think work well together, and I feel he's been helpful.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that you get that support. And again, you said it. You get the different stories or variations
Right.
of the support that's given.
Exactly.
And,
I guess it depends on the DM and the area, I guess, but
Right.
the person that I have, I like him, and he's been very helpful.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're in a good space with your DM. So your route is up for sale. Is the truck included, or is it a separate with your route sale?
I would include the truck. If the person doesn't want the truck, then I'll sell the truck separately.
Okay.
It depends, whatever the person, because it depends on who buys it. If it's a vendor already buying it, they may not need the truck.
Okay.
If it's somebody that's just getting into the business, then I would think they would need the truck, and they can have it.
Okay. Okay. So again, anybody out there, there's a route here in Connecticut that is for sale. 15 stops. You can reach out to me, and I will connect you with Lisa. And if you want to pursue it, we'll put you guys together. So,
And when I say there's 15 stops, I don't service all the stops every day.
oh yeah,
I do about 6 or 7 stops a day.
Right.
Some are 1 time a week, some are twice a week, and then I
Right.
have a couple that are every day.
thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
And because of course I know that.
Right, that would
and
be a
some
long
other
day.
people that do bread or
Right.
in vending know that, but someone else would be like, I don't want to go to 15.
Yeah, that would be a
stores.
lot of stops to do in
Yeah,
one day.
that
So you're
would be.
doing about 6 or 7 stops a day. And 2 of my stops actually are seasonal. I have a school, so I don't really deliver to them in the summer, maybe once or twice in the summer for summer school. And I have a lady with a hot dog stand, and she stops in December and picks up again in March.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and again, there's institutions that people have on their routes too, so I understand. Yeah, and I got to be honest, I've done 12 stops in a day before, and I've done all my stops in a day.
Yeah.
When I had something to do.
Yeah.
I used to come in sometimes at 12 at night
Oh, okay.
and load my truck and be ready. And because I used to have the Walmart and the BJ's where I could go in late night, before the store opened.
Yeah.
So I kind of had that little wiggle room.
Yeah, my
4 or
stores
5 in the
unfortunately,
morning. Yeah, no, I
some
know
of them don't even open till 8. So
Right. Some of them aren't like that. I'm just
really.
saying it does
Yeah.
happen in rare
Oh, yeah.
occasions in certain circumstances. So do you mind me asking what your plan is after this bread?
Oh, so I'm opening an ice cream parlor.
Okay.
So
You were very entrepreneurial.
yes,
If
I
I
am.
said that right.
Yes, I am, and like I said, I've
By
owned a couple
nature.
of small businesses, and I just know it's who I am, and it's where I do best. I don't
Always going to work for yourself from here on
yeah,
out.
definitely.
Good for you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's got to be for you. Not everybody, likes that, but I like the freedom, and I like, not having somebody over my shoulder all the time. So
Well,
it works well
that
for me.
freedom allows you financial freedom,
Mm-hmm.
freedom to do what you want to do, when and where and how you want to do it.
Right.
You get emotional freedom,
Mm-hmm.
stress freedom.
It's true. It's true.
Good for you. Good for you. That's a bread to ice cream. Do you have
It's
an
all
ice
food.
cream?
It's all food.
Are you a foodie?
I am a foodie. I love being a foodie, and having that party planning business. I did a lot with food, and a lot of the jobs that I had at the colleges, I was a like a program coordinator.
Uh-huh.
So I would, all the pieces that need to come together to make a program happen.
Right.
A lot of it was
set up events.
setting up events, and I did used to work in fundraising as well. I've had a lot of jobs, and I did fundraising events too. So I like that. I like that that
Okay.
aspect of it. But yes, I know how to order food and how much to order, and so that helped me definitely too.
I was going to say, so once you figured out the computer and the ion and all that stuff,
Right.
you were
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
good for you. I learned something when I talk to people, and this is amazing because your background, I'm sure in the future there's some things that we could probably do together, because I love the entrepreneurial thing that, the spirit you have in your business mind. So that's great.
Thank you.
That's great. I'm really happy that you took the time to come and talk to me. And I've been wanting to talk to you because I need people to see and understand that this is for everyone.
Sure.
And well, anyone could try it,
Right.
and be successful if it's for them. And you are definitely proof of that.
Right.
And you got a great spirit.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm not a big person,
Oh, no,
I'm a small little woman. I'm petite, and I have to get the ladder out to get up to the top of my stacks. But I strength-wise, I have the strength that I need to do it. It's not terribly hard. Once everything's on the truck, I think the hardest part for me is probably getting everything on the truck.
Right.
Sorting everything out and into the stacks. Once it's on the truck and it's on the wheels and you're up and down and off the ramp, then it's really not that difficult.
How are you with the ramp? How high do you go? Because the higher stacks, I know it's a lot of weight when I come off of my ramp.
Right.
So you don't
so
really go too high.
when I first started, I had the smaller truck, I didn't really have a choice. I had to have higher stacks.
Right.
And my son and I dumped a few stacks, getting used to the.
You have to
the weight
earn your
coming
stripes.
off
We've
it.
all done it. I've done it myself. I'm never going to lie and say
Right.
I never had a stack go over.
Yeah. So, but once I got the bigger truck, it gives me the freedom now too to make my stacks lower. I
Yeah.
go about 9 or 10. I know you can go 11 high,
Right.
but I try not to go too high because you can lose control of them. And
Okay.
but I have the room in the truck now to make smaller piles and
Right.
take up more space in the truck.
Okay. Yeah.
definitely helped
No.
me.
That's good. I think that there are going to be some people that see this, watch this, listen to this, and if they're only listening, they won't see how petite you are, but you are a firecracker.
Thank you.
Good
Done
for
one
you.
way or another.
Good for you. So if you don't sell the route, is someone working the route a possibility?
Yes, definitely. I just hired somebody to help me for the summer.
Okay, I thought that's the gentleman I saw.
If he doesn't want to continue doing it through the fall, I might end up picking it up by myself again because I would probably close the ice cream shop in the winter.
That
and
would be
then,
the benefit.
Right, and then just start fresh in March and hopefully have the route sold by then.
How's he seemed so far?
Oh, he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. He's picking it up. It's really not a hard job, And I
right.
asked him after the first day, so how much did you hate it on a scale of 1 to 10? And he laughed and he said, no, it's fine. And he felt that it was easy. It's just kind of moving stuff around.
Yeah, it is. It is not rocket science,
Right,
you know.
exactly.
But the other part is you can't really cut corners
Right.
in some of the stores. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
well, not
it's
some of them, all of them. You know?
Yeah, and it's not only putting the bread on the store. You're also running a business, so you know
Right.
you want to keep track of your inventory, and you have to
Rotate.
right and you know make sure you're collecting the money and from if you have cash customers and
Right.
you know the ordering. So there's other things that are happening behind you know as part of running a business.
Yeah, and it's not just pick up the bread, put it down.
Right.
Your personable skills.
Right.
You're dealing with the stores, the managers, the receivers, customers.
Exactly.
Your appearance. So I like that you keep saying you're running a business.
Yes.
That part is important because it is a business. And if you look at it that way, you'll treat it that way. If
Exactly.
you look at it at anything else, you're not going to treat it
Exactly.
as it should be treated. So I think that for those that are hearing this, they'll understand more about the business part of it.
Right.
I
And
think
I did start to say I bought this as an investment. I wasn't planning on doing it for a long time. Like I said, I'm not a young person anymore, and I know my limits, so I know I have, you know, I can probably do this for 5 years or 6 years or whatever. So I knew I was just kind of buying it as an investment, and that's why buying the route that was, you know, a bit distressed was good for me because I was able to now increase the value of the route. I picked
There
up,
you go.
added some stops to it, and now I have some, you know,
Got some
collateral.
equity in there.
I have some equity in there, right?
there you go. You increase the value. Increasing value will get you more revenue.
Yes.
There you go. That's good. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And in a short time, how long has it been actually from when you bought it?
Just about 2 years.
Look at that. 2 years and ready to flip already.
Yep. Yep.
So for those that are out there, it doesn't take 10, 15, 20 years. 2 years. You could purchase a route, build equity in it, and sell it. Or build the equity in it enough to where you could fall back, hire someone, and that extra money will be your money, and you can pay someone
Exactly.
and continue to pay your route off. So I think that for those that are looking, some opportunities out there. And her route's not the only one that's available. There's other routes I know of in the area and in different companies, not just Bimbo. But, you know, we only could speak for ours. But Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out, spending some time with me. I hope it wasn't too rough for you.
No, this was fun. It was great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
So, Real Bread Life, Lisa, I am Jay Rome. We will be back with another episode in about 2 weeks. Look for this on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Apple, and I'm sorry,
Did you say YouTube?
YouTube. What was the other one there? iHeart.
Oh, wow. You're
Okay. Yeah, I'm stuttering a little bit, but it's really me. It's what we do. It's the real thing. This is one take. All right. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed. Keep stacking.